Hi again, Rampage fans. Welcome to another edition of Views from the Press Box, our video blog, which you can always catch online at sarampage.com. As we enter the final weeks of the month of June, we've got a lot on tap for you today. We're going to talk about Rampage player signings. A couple of free agents are back in the fold for the Silver and Black. We're also going to give you a Calder Cup Finals recap as hockey has finally come to a conclusion for the 2009-2010 season. And with that, we'll wrap up by giving you a preview of the NHL Draft, which kicks off on Friday. So let's get started.
Okay.
So with NHL free agency just around the corner on July 1st, the San Antonio Rampage with the Phoenix Coyotes started to take a look at their own free agents and made a couple of moves to bring some returning players back into the fold. First and foremost, David Schlemko re-signing to a new 3-year contract, and also Ryan Hollweg re-signed to a new 1-year deal as well. David Schlemko posted American Hockey League career highs back in last season, 26 assists and 31 points in 56 games. He also tallied a goal and 4 assists in 17 games during a stint earlier in the season with the Phoenix Coyotes. Now, Schlemko could join a blue line core for the Rampage that already includes quite a few players on the back end right now. That involves returnees Jonas Onilov, Jeff May, Nick Ross, and along with rookies Matthew Brodeur, potentially Maxim Goncharov, Michael Stone, and Chris Summers. You're already looking at a back end that potentially features 9 players that are already locked up for next year. David, of course, will be looking to probably not escape Phoenix Coyotes training camp to come down to San Antonio, but if he does come back, he's a good addition to have for sure. Ryan Hollweg was really, I think, in a lot of ways the heart and soul of the Rampage last year. He recorded 4 goals, 6 assists, and 93 penalty minutes in 53 games. He missed the final 2 months of the regular season, though, after suffering a fractured jaw when he took a slap shot in the face in a game on February 28th at the Cedar Park Center against the Texas Stars. But I think if, what a lot of people remember about Ryan Hollweg was the fact that he just had the ability to play in all different situations, whether it was power play, penalty kill. He was just out there giving it 110%. And of course, I think it was capped off by just a fun-loving personality and a guy that everyone in the locker room really enjoyed having along for the ride. Not to mention the fact, a guy that I think everybody enjoyed taking liberties at his mustache too, which I think was kind of the overriding factor and the overriding positive thing you talk about when you talk about a guy like Ryan Hollweg. Hollweg's going to join a front line that right now currently features on the roster Justin Bernhardt, Colin Long, Josh London, Brett McLean, and Matt Watkins. So the Rampage have got some pieces that are starting to come into the fold a little bit. Now the rest of their free agents that will become free agents where they can look for other places to sign once July 1st hits will include goaltenders Al Montoya, Josh Torgman, and Miko Wickman, Joel Perreault, Jeff Hogan, David Spina, Frank Lassard, Alex Picard, and Stefan Meyer up front, and on the back end, Sean Sullivan and Sean Heshka. So a lot of decisions coming up for both the Phoenix Coyotes and the Rampage moving forward into free agency July 1st, but at least good to know for now that David Schlemko, Ryan Hollweg back in the fold for next year. So the hockey season is finally over, and our congratulations go out to the Hershey Bears, who were the last team standing in the world of professional hockey. The Bears capturing their 11th Calder Cup in 6 games over the upstart Texas Stars. Chris Bourque, of course, is the son of NHL Hall of Famer and former NHL standout defenseman Raymond Bourque. He was named the playoffs MVP after posting a league-leading 20 assists and 27 points, and that tied for the playoff scoring lead. Hershey became the first team in Calder Cup Finals history to win a series after dropping the first 2 games at home. I think the turning point of the series for the Hershey Bears probably came in game number 3. They were trailing in that game 3-1, a little more than halfway through the game, and Kyle Wilson scored a power play goal that turned a 3-1 game into a 3-2 contest. Hershey would eventually score 5 unanswered goals. They'd win that game 6-3, so potentially looking at a 3-0 stranglehold for Texas. All of a sudden became a series again at 2-1. And Hershey obviously went on to win the next 3 games. They ended up outscoring Texas in their 4 wins, 15-3 for the remainder of the series. So it was the Hershey Bears offense that finally came to the forefront after dropping the first 2 games at home. And our congratulations to the Hershey Bears. They are the AHL Calder Cup champions. So the NHL draft is once again upon us here in 2010. Draft comes up this weekend, Friday and Saturday from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California. The Coyotes have 5 total picks in this year's draft, including the number 13 and number 22 selections in the first round. Taking a look at the player rankings right now, TSN up in Canada currently has left wing Michael Granlund from Finland as the number 13 ranked player. Granlund played for Helsinki last season in the Finnish Elite League. He recorded 40 points in 43 games. He's currently rated as the number 1 European skater by NHL Central Scouting. Now at the number 22 spot, TSN, as U.S. national team defenseman Jonathan Merrill fitting into that spot. Merrill played for Team USA at the Under-18 World Championships last year. He's expected to play next season at the University of Michigan. If you take a look at a lot of the mock drafts right now, many of them have the Coyotes selecting USA national team goaltender Jack Campbell with the number 13 overall pick, their first of 2 picks in the opening round. And that makes a lot of sense if you're the Coyotes, because obviously with Josh Torchman and Al Montoya and Mika Wickman all unsigned free agents, there's not a lot of goaltending depth right now in the Coyotes organization. So Jack Campbell would make a lot of sense. For those who don't remember, Jack Campbell was the backstopper for Team USA at this past year's World Junior Championships as he led Team USA to that stunning victory in the gold medal game against Team Canada. Jack Campbell was originally supposed to go to the University of Michigan, but he's actually going to play next season with the Windsor Spitfires of the Ontario Hockey League. So it wouldn't surprise me that if Jack Campbell, goaltender from the U.S. national team, is there at number 13, that I think Don Maloney will pull the trigger to make the move on him. And then at 22, it's really anyone's guess. But if you listen to Don Maloney and his philosophy when it comes to the draft, they're just going to take the best player available. However, I think they're going to probably look defensively. This draft features a lot of good depth defensemen, particularly in the opening couple of rounds. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the Coyotes maybe select a defenseman at number 22. Now, as far as the top selections go, Windsor Spitfire forward Taylor Hall and Plymouth center Tyler Seguin are right now the consensus number 1 and number 2 players in this year's draft. The Edmonton Oilers own the top overall pick, while the Boston Bruins own the number 2 overall pick. So it should be a fun weekend. The NHL draft this Friday and Saturday. Friday you can watch it on Versus here in the United States. Saturday you can watch rounds 2 through 7 on the NHL Network. That'll wrap up another edition of Views from the Press Box, our video edition, our video blog here on SARampage.com. Hope you enjoy your 4th of July weekend coming up. And we'll talk to you moving forward as the Rampage continue to mold their roster together for the 2010-2011 season. I'm Dan Weiss. So long, everyone.